Easter is the most important event in the Christian calendar. It's also one of the most widely observed public holidays in the world. Covered in the Gospels of the New Testament, Easter marks the resurrection of Jesus 3 days after his crucifixion on Good Friday. Easter takes place on the first Sunday after the first full moon on or after the vernal equinox. If the full moon falls on a Sunday, then Easter is the next Sunday. This year, Good Friday is March the 29th and Easter Sunday is March the 31st. The earliest possible date for Easter is March the 22nd. This last happened in 1818 and will next happen in 2285. And the latest possible date is April the 25th. Last happened in 1943 and the next time it will happen will be 2038. This date formula was devised in 525 AD by a Romanian monk called Denis the Dwarf. Maundy Thursday marks the end of the period of Lent that began on Ash Wednesday. Maundy Thursday commemorates two important events in the Easter story, the washing of the feet and the Last Supper. Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane and was sentenced, somewhat reluctantly, according to the Gospels, to crucifixion by Pontius Pilate. Crucifixion of Jesus is marked on Good Friday. After he died on the cross, Jesus' body was taken and placed in a tomb. Holy Saturday, also known as Joyous Saturday, is when preparations for Easter Sunday are made. Easter Sunday marks the day Christians believe Jesus Christ was resurrected from the dead. According to the Gospels, after leaving the tomb, Jesus appeared to Mary Magdalene, one of his disciples. In the past, the whole week after Easter Sunday used to be a holiday. Only Monday remains a holiday in most countries. There are 50 days of Easter, from Easter Sunday to Pentecost Sunday. Pentecost Sunday commemorates the descent of the Holy Spirit upon the Virgin Mary and the Apostles of Jesus, while they were in Jerusalem celebrating the Feast of Weeks, as described in the Acts of the Apostles. Much of the imagery and customs we associate with Easter are taken from older religions and were adopted to help tell the Gospel story. The name Easter is said to have derived from Ustra, a pagan goddess of fertility, whose feast was celebrated on the vernal equinox. Eggs are said to represent the stone that rolled away from Jesus' tomb on Easter Sunday. Though eggs have been used for centuries at this time of year as a symbol of spring and rebirth. The tradition of painting and dyeing eggshells is known as pisanka and comes from traditional Ukrainian celebrations. In a Christian tradition, eggs were dyed red to symbolize the blood of Christ. The idea of the Easter Bunny giving candies and eggs is said to have originated in Germany during the Middle Ages. In a fable, not dissimilar to Santa Claus, the Easter hare would judge whether children had been good or naughty that year, with the good children rewarded with coloured eggs, sweets and toys. The traditional meat for Easter Sunday is lamb. The lamb was the sacrifice during the Jewish Passover, and it became a symbol for Jesus. Hot cross buns are traditionally eaten on Good Friday, and the cross is said to represent the crucifixion. Since medieval times in Western Christianity, simnel cakes have been baked. The marzipan-filled fruit cakes are traditionally associated with Mothering Sunday and are eaten during the Easter season. In the past, pretzels were also associated with Easter because the twists of the pretzel were thought to resemble arms crossing in prayer. And finally, cream eggs are one of the most popular Easter treats and one of the most successful products created by Cadbury. The first cream eggs were sold in 1923 and developed into the style we know and love today in the 1970s. Cadbury's produce over 1.5 million cream eggs every day. Enough are made annually to make a pile 10 times higher than Mount Everest if they were all stacked upon each other.